another beautiful day as I welcome you to Menalights TV. So this time we are looking at B.E.C.E 2021. So this is question number 1. In an experiment, a sample of items with given numbers was selected for testing as follows. So the first one, P, item numbers divisible by 4 between 205 and then 235. Then item number Q, item numbers which are multiples of 6 between 205 and then 235. So the first question in here is list the members of set P and Q. List the members of set P and Q. Now when you come to the set P, we know there are numbers or item numbers that are divisible by 4 between 205 to 225. Now when you look at this, 4 can divide 204. So after dividing 204, the next number that 4 can divide will be 208. Then after that, all we have to do is what? We increase it by 4. So the next one will be 212, 216, 220. That is, we are adding 4 or multiples of 4. Then 224, 228, 232, and that will be the final one. These are the numbers that are what? Divisible by 4 between 205 and then 235. The Q, that is item numbers which are multiples of 6 between 205 and then 235. So when you look at that, then the first one will be 210. That will be the first one. So after 210, the multiples of 6 from 10 we go to what? 16. So 216, 222, that's plus 6. Then the next one plus another 6, 228, plus another 6, that will give us what? 234. So multiples of 6 between 205 and 235 are 210, 216, 222, 228 and 234 there. P and Q. So now let's continue with the second part of the question. That is question number 1B. That says find 1 P union Q. Now when you talk about the union means what? Bringing all the elements together. The elements in both sets, we are bringing them together. So let's see what we have. We want to bring all of them or list all of them together. So the least one here, we are starting from the smallest. So the least one here is 208, followed by 210, followed by 212. Then after 212, we have 216. From 216, we go to 220. So after 220, we have 222. So 222. Then 224. Getting the 224, we also have 228, then 232, and the last one, 234. So these are the P union Q, the element that we have in what? Both P and Q. Now we come to P intersection Q. Now when we talk about intersection simply means the elements that are common to what? To both sets. The elements that are what? Common to both sets. Now when you look at P and Q, the elements that are common, we have 216 here and 216 here as well. So the same way, we have 228 and then 228. So 216 and 228 is common to the two sets. So we can see that P intersection Q is 216 and then 228. So these two are what? Common to what? To the two. Now we come to the C part. How many items were selected? So to know the number of items that are selected is the same as the union of the two sets. So let's count and see the number of items that are what? Being selected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can say that 10 items were selected. 10 items were what? Selected. Because when you look at the union, you realize that we have 10 items there. So the same way, you can write it here 10. So 10 items. Then we come to the last part of the question. Which item number selected are divisible by 4 and 6? Which item number selected are divisible by 4 and 6? So the same way, it is the same as what? The intersection. Because what is common to both sides is the item number that are what? Selected by what? Or divisible by what? By 2 numbers. So that is 4 and then 6. So you can say that the item numbers are, that is on the intersection, 216 and 228. You can write it this way, 216, 228. So these are the items that are what? Divisible by 4 and 6. Let's look at question number 2a. So we have to solve 1 minus 2q, which is equal to 2 plus q over 3. 1 minus 2q, which is equal to 2 plus q over 3. So the first you have to do is that this is a fraction, so we have to make the rest of them as a fraction. So divided by 1, this also over 1, this also over 1, then becomes what? The fraction. Now that we have this fraction, what we have to do is what? We have to find the LCM of 1, 1, 1, and 3. So the LCM for 1, 1, 1, and 3 is 3. So what we have to do is what? Multiply so we multiply through by the LCM, which is what? 3. So having the 3, what we have to do is, so the first one, 3 times 1 minus 3 times 2q should be equal to 3 times 2 plus 3 times q over 3. So we continue. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. Then 3 times 2q, we have the 6q there, which is equal to, then 3 times 2 will give us 6. Then here, this 3 will cancel the 3 that we have here. Then we are left with what? Q. So that will be plus Q. So from there, what we have to do is to group the like terms together. The elements that are common have to come to one side. So we start with the first one, minus 6Q, and this Q have to come to where you have the minus 6. So it becomes minus Q because here it is positive. Once it comes here, it becomes what? Negative, which is equal to 6. The 6 is there, so we are sending the 3 to where the 6 is. The 3 here is positive. Once it gets there, it becomes what? Negative. So minus 3. So what we have is minus 6Q minus Q will give us minus 7Q, which is equal to, when you take 3 from 6, we are left with what? We are left with 3. So what we have to do is, we divide both sides by the coefficient of Q, which is negative 7, because we are looking for Q, not negative 7. So you have to divide both sides by the coefficient of Q, that is the negative 7. So divided by negative 7 both sides. So negative will cancel here, and then 7 will cancel. Now we are left with Q here, which is equal to, so 3 and 7, nothing can cancel it. So we have to write it down. So our result is negative 3 out of 7. So therefore, Q is equal to negative 3 out of 7.